I think this one is just connecting.
Yes.
All right, cool. Hello, welcome back to our live. This is Masha Schwartz and Admi Salazar. She is going to be joining me today for our Surreabstract live. And we have a technique that we're going to be doing, which is dipping, not pouring. And this is something that I've learned from AB Creative. So if you guys don't know her, check her channel out. And I hope you will enjoy it. I am looking forward to using this technique on larger canvases. And I definitely hope that this is going to be something that I could use a little bit more widely. And Edmi is going to learn something new about painting today. So
yes.
For this project, we'll cover all the materials in just a second.
Virginia, and I'm here in the fall in beautiful Tampa. Looking forward.
All right, guys. So as you know, I'm a coffee drinker. Admi has her glass of wine. I hope you have your drinks ready. I love to drink coffee through all of my activities, and I try to make this fun. If you guys are just joining and watching, have your drink ready. If you are painting with us, still have your drink ready. It's never wrong to drink coffee throughout the day, right?
It's somewhere 5 p.m. in the world. Mm-hmm. It's 5 p.m. somewhere in the world.
Absolutely.
It's my day off, but I'm also
Absolutely.
So I get some wine today. This is not what I drink every day to create. So, salud.
Hey, it works, right? All right.
Okay.
So
what are we doing, Maria?
For today's project, you are going to need wax paper. You're going to need wax paper, and we are going to use 2 pieces of wax paper. Make sure they're on the shiny side if you are painting with us. So put the shiny side up so you can pour paint on that, and then you're going to be dipping a canvas into that. All right, and we're going to do a black background and a white background. That's predominantly the background color. So that's why we're using 2 pieces of wax paper. The colors that we're using today are neon yellow, neon green, purple. We are using pastel pink, pastel orange, and blue. As you all know, I love blue, so I had to include that in there. Now, for the background colors, we are going to be using white and black. I had these pre-mixed, so I'm going to put on here for you guys the proportions for that mixture. So each of these has 30% water, it has 60% glue, and 10% paint. And this has no silicone in it. So I was able to pre-mix it ahead of time, right? I usually have these in squirting containers so I could easily pour it on my canvas. I could pour it around the paint as I need to. But for the regular paints that I'm gonna be mixing on my canvas, I'm just using the little cups from the dollar store. And these are really convenient. You get like 100 of them or something like that in these smaller cups, and you could throw them away without worrying about the cost because you're getting so many of them for $1.
The environment, because they're recyclable.
For sure, and they're recyclable, and just the little popsicle sticks, right? So the colors that I have for the actual colors, they're pre-mixed. But if you are using colors that are just regular paint, what you want to do is use this proportion, which is 40% paint in the cup, and don't fill up your cups to the top. Make sure that it's just a little bit of paint. You're going to be pouring just a little bit on there, and you don't want the paint to overflow your canvas, whether you're pouring the paint or you are dipping into it. but you're probably going to need maybe about this much paint. So to the top of the yellow line, maybe to the bottom of the yellow line, depending on how much of that specific color you want on your canvas. All right. So you're going to pour, if you're using regular paints, like if you were to use just standard acrylic paint, you're going to pour 40% of that mixture in there. And then you're going to fill the 60% with Floetrol, and I usually add 3 to 5 drops of treadmill lubricant. You can also add other types of lubricant. Just make sure, it doesn't really matter. I've tried a bunch of them. They all work about the same. It doesn't matter what type you use. What matters is that it's 100% silicone. So if you could find cheaper brands, if you could find, cheaper materials, all it is lubricant or oil that divides your paint to create the cells. So the more of it you use, the more cells you're going to have, but you don't want to use too much. So 2 to 3 drops, 3 to 5 drops, depending on how many cells you want to create in your paint. And last but not least, we're going to use a torch at the end just to make sure all the bubbles are blown out. So Admi is new to all of this. Like all of this information is new to her, just like it is to many of you. And, she is going to be diving in with me, just trying this out for the first time, guys.
Yes.
And I want to mention this too. This is part 1 of our live, since I'm doing these live. So tomorrow at the same time, I am going to have a second live. It's going to be much shorter. And we are going to look at the final pieces that have been painted. And we are going to add Little Man to make this part of my Little Man series. And we're going to have some fun adding the men, experimenting with the pieces, and making them more creative. I think having a abstract piece, it's interesting to see how the paint flows and everything. But for me, I have a Surreabstract style, which really engages the creativity part of your brain, right, through music. And so today we're not using as much music to influence our painting. We're more so interested in dipping the paint and seeing how it flows. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing more of the Surreabstract part of the painting. So remember to join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. We're going to be here live, and we're going to finalize our paintings and show you guys what it looks like. Let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to lower the canvases so you guys can see.
Salud. Gracias por estar ahí, Enrique.
All right. And
Troy.
All right. Awesome. Henry, do you want to help me out?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to pour some of this in.
Okay.
And you may want to just open it all the way.
Okay.
And
this one. It's alive, Maria.
it's alive. Oh, that's enough.
Okay.
That's okay.
Wow. Okay, I've never touched paint. I never did something like this. I don't even think when I was in school. So thank you, Maria, for having me.
So guys, I know that my paint came pre-mixed, and some of these are thicker than others. That's good. And some are not. You have the others, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the consistency that you want for your paint is kind of like this, right? Where it's, let me see if you guys could see. So it's really just like dripping, right? If your consistency is a little bit thicker, like this one, you could see it's a little bit thicker, okay? You want to add a little bit Floetrol to that so that it flows better on your canvas, because we really want these to flow. So if your paint is sitting and it's kind of been in the tube for a while, or
this one is really thick.
It's been there for a little bit, you may want to add a little bit more Floetrol. But It's okay. Each one is not going to be the same. We're gonna mix some of them up. We're gonna make it work, right? And you just want to make sure your paint has the right consistency. So in general, you really want it to kind of like flow nicely together, and you want that to spread nicely on your canvas. So I might add a little bit of Rochelle to all of these, because these have been probably sitting in there for a little while. So
I didn't know you could save paint.
Saving paint, this is a slightly different technique. Saving paint is not quite the same.
See, I'm so new at this. So.
That's all right.
Creativity is something, it can just flourish anytime.
Absolutely. So, all right. So the next part of this, now that we have our paints, it's going to be to add a couple drops of lubricant into it. So
what does this lubricant do?
4, 5, 1, 5. So the lubricant divides the paint, and it will separate paint that you put it into, but it won't separate the paint that you are not putting it into. So you're gonna want to mix it well, and
like a good margarita.
Right. Like a good margarita.
Yeah, the skinny margaritas.
Oh my goodness, you should join my painting live sessions more often.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is so much fun.
All right, guys. So we have all of our pre-made paints, and the next step is going to be, well, first of all, what can we use this for? We can use this for basic canvases. We can also use it, like I have a couple of canvases. I'm not happy with this, right? I painted it. I wasn't thrilled with it. It turned out okay, but I think it could have been better. So rather than throwing out this canvas, I am going to dip it into this and have something completely different on it, right? So I have a couple of these that got messed up. I'm not super thrilled with them, but there's always room for improvement. And even this one, like it was okay. It wasn't the best. So we're going to use these to do a makeover on them and see what happens, right? So give me just a second. I forgot our gloves, but
as you can see, I love the textures. So Maria was in Maryland doing an event, and I was introduced to her pieces. So her pieces are amazing. It's just, sometimes we just don't give enough value to understand art, but it's just being creative. So I'm here in Tampa for, business and pleasure, and I'm learning from Maria everything. She's my success coach for years, and I'm just so happy and honored to be here. I did not know she was so much into this guy. So when she told me that art, it was her passion, I was like, wow, Maria, you need to show to the world. And That's what we're doing.
Awesome. Good. So we're going to start with white. Admi's going to do black. And we're literally just going to pour it onto the wax paper. I'm going to pour a good amount of it. We want it to really be spread out and cover the base of your paper.
Do I start?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Keep some in your bottle. You may want to add it later.
Wow.
Okay.
It's almost like scary that you're going to mess up, but I guess there's no rules on this one.
There's some rules.
What
some
are the
rules
rules
to everything we do, right?
True. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay, so this brings us to a good point. Guys, make sure your bottles you shake your bottles well so you don't have
shakes.
shakes. No, it's okay. proper instructions are always necessary, right?
Yes.
So the next thing we're gonna do is you're gonna take your paints and you will kind of create a few dots in the center with some of these, right? And you can create your own patterns, you can create your own designs.
You just be free.
All right. So
Oh wow.
you guys see, they're already turning into like these paints that could be cells, that could be pretty cool, right?
Wow.
All right.
This is so cool.
Do you want any more blue?
I don't know yet. I really love this neon, this pink neon.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Just want to see. I just want to keep the blue especially in the middle since you like blue so much. I want to just have one dot of blue.
Okay. Cool.
But it's just so awesome because you don't even know how you come up with these decisions. But when I saw blue, now Maria's special. I just want to do one dot of blue. And look, it's like a sperm. It looks like a sperm too. It does.
All right. If you guys feel like your canvas is going to be bigger than what you've just laid out, make sure that you add some colors on the edges before you dip the canvas in it, so that your canvas edges are covered fully and you don't have anything left over, because it's going to look weird. Okay? And what's nice about this is, you're not wasting any paint. All of the paint can be reused that's on here because it's not like dripping off. It's not random places, right? And you can dip as many canvases as you want for different effects, and it's all going to look very, very interesting. So for this one, we're gonna add just a little bit of black paint down here, just in case the canvases are a little longer, and we're gonna add some black paint here. And for mine, I think there's some areas that I didn't cover with white, so I'm gonna do the same here. And just make sure that I have enough coverage all around the edges for my canvases, okay? And next, we go into the fun part. We get to dip our canvases, and we're just gonna set them aside, and I'll show you guys what they look like wet and what they'll look like dry tomorrow. All right, so I'm gonna start with a canvas that I painted in the past. I want you to start with one of these first.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. And so we're just going to zip it in.
Okay. Just so sorry, mine touched the other part.
Yeah, that's okay. You kind of want to let it sit there for a good second. All right, so it all gets into paint, and then gently lift it up. All right, mine didn't get all covered, so I'm gonna try this again. And I'm going to press my canvas into it just a little bit in the center here. And lift it up.
Okay, mine the same.
Yours the same.
It didn't catch everything.
All right.
So even if you are refurbishing, it's
Let me see.
better that the entire canvas has been wet. I'm making a mess.
That's okay. So some of this is not getting covered, and I'm wondering if it's the canvas or something. This is sort of working out.
Okay, here in the middle is not.
Well, that's okay.
Put it back.
Yeah, you can try to put it back. I think mine got mostly covered. And so I'm gonna fill mine in here in the center. And what I'm gonna do is, you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
It's a work in progress?
It's a work in progress. I think I'm making a mess.
Cool. So the next thing we're gonna do for all of these is we're going to torch them to make sure all the bubbles are out. All right. You want to get rid of all the bubbles. If you don't want these dripping on the other side of the paint, so you really just want to.
Everything Maria has prepared her furniture very good for this possibility. And I'm taking advantage of this white drips that are coming up. It's because at the beginning my colors were like almost perfect. Then I dip it again. I guess just like anything in life, don't be greedy on dipping your paints.
All right. So
Nice.
let's try to do yours the same, just to get all the bubbles out, right? We want all of these little bubbles that come up, we want them all out. So they're not causing problems for us. All right. This may need more gas. Over there?
Okay.
Let's place them out here. And to use another piece. And for yours, let's do something interesting. Why don't you dip this in mine?
I was thinking of adding more color. Okay, let's see.
Yep. I'm gonna add some more color to yours. All right. Yeah. And
so I am pressing down on this one because the original was a little like bent. So, and I don't want to have to go through the same thing as that one, like dipping more than once. So let's see how it comes out. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, see?
what?
Maria, you can fix anything. Ay, look at this. It's coming out. So quick.
All right.
Yay! Okay, I like it. See? This is so pretty. I love it. Peaceful. Oh wow. This looks like flowers, like butterflies, like neon butterflies. It's so beautiful. This is very interesting.
You guys really want to make sure that all of your bubbles come out, because otherwise.
Hola Marita.
You're
Marita
not-
joined us from Bolivia.
Nice.
Welcome,
Welcome.
welcome, Troy. Yeah. So
I think I need more.
perfect.
Please hand in this. And gotta love coffee.
Oh wow! Look at that. That is so pretty.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, let's give it a try.
I am going to wash my gloves.
Nope.
Okay.
Do you want?
Once.
No.
Okay. Oh, just like normal. When you just clean the gloves.
Yeah. So, guys, pouring paint gets pretty dirty, right? So if you either have a paper towel handy or you have something handy, and ideally you want to have either water accessible or be prepared for paint getting everywhere, right?
Okay.
So it's all right that happens, and we just kind of overcome it, right? Cool. So we're gonna add a little bit more paint here. And you gotta really want to make sure if your paint starts to get thick that you mix it up, because you don't want that to be a problem when it goes on your canvas, right? And purple. Okay. And I'm actually going to add some black to mine for this. For this one.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Not just white. But I am going to add more white to the outside so that the edges of my canvas are staying white. Cool. Very cool. All right, let's do the next piece. I want to, oops. Okay. Mr. Albus, you got in paint.
Mr. Elvis got in paint. He's a husky. So be prepared for this paint to drop. And you have to be okay with it, right, Maria?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can't worry about a mess sometimes when you're creating, because we are creatives and mess happens.
Oh, nice.
Right? Mess happens. So for this one of the things I want to do is I want to pour black on the edges because they didn't get covered, right? And I'm just going to spread it around.
That was like a lady dancing, twerking.
Nice.
That looks nice. That's such a good solution for those edges. See,
right.
I kept dipping mine to get the edges.
Yeah, so if you guys have an issue with that, just add a little bit more paint. That's why we saved it on there, right? Just for these edges. If you have an issue, and make sure that you are going to torch each one of these so that you have enough space and all those bubbles come out. All right.
This is it's not gonna drip anymore.
I
think it's not gonna drip anymore.
Okay, very good.
Okay. What's
You
next?
want to dip yours next?
Okay.
Which one do you
I'm
want?
gonna dip on the white one.
Okay, let's do it.
Yay! So this is a brown, like a blank canvas. So
And you want to press on the inside?
just a touch.
Yeah, all over though, so that it all gets dipped. So I'm not sure you're hoping.
Okay. See.
And carefully lift it up by the edges. All right. So let's see. Almost.
I like it though.
Yeah, it just has gaps.
Yeah. What do we do? Put it back.
So
Oh, you can move the paint around. Okay.
yeah, but it may not drip as much. So
Let's try. Oh, look, it's like movement. I love it. It's like almost the paint is alive. On both
most
sides.
definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
So I'm gonna try to cover all of it, just moving the paint around. Is that okay, Maria?
Yeah.
Whatever, if it's your creativity.
Let's
Another one. Do another one.
no.
Okay.
So you guys could pour a little bit of white in the center to help fill some of those gaps and dry that around, and it will help.
Oh wow!
with a little bit of
See, the
your
professionals know best, right? That's experience. There is no substitute for experience in any fields. Oh, perfect. Oh, see, I did this for my daughters. So this is fall in Tampa. Colorful.
Yeah, make sure you guys might torch. Hold on a second. Oh, torch. And you want to fill this portion in
Okay.
as well, right? So everything on your canvas needs to be filled in, and all the gaps in all of these need to be filled in. Okay. All right. Here's this. Okay. Just filling it. Okay. So let me see. All right. That's good. I don't know if I touched the other one. Let me see.
Okay. There he is. So this is full Tampa. That's how I name my piece. Colorful. Oh wow.
This one is kind of bubbling up a little bit. So I'm trying to mitigate the challenges here.
So I guess you can also change this here. Here. I love how she's fearless with paint. She just grabs it and just gets that, you know? That's
You guys can't fear the paint. The paint is your friend, and you'll mold it to be what you need. So don't fear paint. If something doesn't work out, it'll work out the next time that you are adding a new portion of paint in or something else in, right? So don't worry if your paint is not perfect. Don't worry if your lines are not perfect. You really just want to make sure that you're happy with the overall theme, the composition, the things that you are doing for your paint, right? For your piece.
Like what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to remove the black as much as possible. So more color.
So it has more color?
No, just like taking, like moving the black in it.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, guys, and this is something I wanna do next, is I want to dip this piece halfway through black, halfway through white.
Oh, wow.
So for this next piece, I'm gonna need to clear off some of the stuff here. Like, so we have space to.
Okay.
Yeah. But for this one, I'm gonna do it diagonally, and I am going to place it just like this into my paint. Press in here and lift it up. All right, how do we
wow.
do? It's not bad.
It's only that over there.
Right.
That is so cool.
So we're gonna do some black on this side. All right, and we're gonna let that black drip over and here. And then we're gonna do some black on this side.
Oh, nice.
To kind of let it throughout. I don't want it to fall into my white. So make sure that you guys are, if you're doing this, you're keeping them separate, right? And
Here.
Well, we're going to spread that out. And then
I love it.
And then one of the things that I'm going to do is add a little bit. Unfortunately, I can't dip this back, right? Because it was dipped half-half. But what I can do is add a little bit of color directly on my canvas. If I'm missing something, yeah, in the spots that something is missing, and I could let that flow around the canvas to kind of fill things in. And so if you guys are missing something on your dip, if you're missing spaces on your canvas, this is a good way to fill it in, and unfortunately won't feel like the dip part, but it will still bring together some of those colors and create interesting patterns. All right.
Okay.
So
The bubbles out.
take out bubbles.
Mixes of paint. I guess when you're young, they're like, don't make a mess, don't do this, so don't do this. So you're always so contained by the households of messiness. Now you can be messy. This is so awesome.
All right. Cool. So this is for the most part together, and this is what we have, right? Some of these didn't get color, so I really love this more than how the previous piece that was on some of my paintings turned out. So I am quite happy with this. I can't wait to see how this really turns out when it dries. Like, I'm really excited about that. And I think it's gonna look super neat. But one of the things that I'm going to do to this specific piece here is bring in some of those colors, right? So I'm going to kind of use these colors to bring them together and make them jive together a little bit. All right, and the same thing on this one. I'm going to use this to bring them together a little bit more.
So when it dries, it may not dry the way we're looking at it right now.
Correct. Some of the cells may be created. Some of those are starting to create cells, and you can see that the cells are starting to form there.
Yeah.
This is an experiment with smaller canvases, so hopefully they turn out. Yep, that was yours.
Oh.
And we'll see how they turn out and what we like out of them or dislike out of them. And the best part is, if you don't like it, you could do another dip, or you could color it over and just start over. Paint your canvas all in one color and
Wanted to do you the same way you did.
okay, awesome.
So let's see. This time I'm gonna
And I'm not sure if I'm gonna love these guys or I'm gonna hate them, but we tried them. It was an experiment, and I think some of them turned out to be too dark. Like this one, I think we should report.
Yeah.
I think this is too dark. I'm already seeing that it's kind of not showing
Wow.
many colors, right? Yeah, that looks neat. It's missing some color here, but
Yeah.
I would add some black in this and then blow it over here and here. Okay. So for this one, I do kind of want to add some more color. So I'm going to dip it into white with color over here and press it over and see if we can improve the piece a little bit. And I think this is beautiful.
Oh wow!
So
Look at that white.
I think that added some really awesome dynamic and some really amazing cells in the center here. I think this is one of the better ones that we've done today. And I think some of them are gonna turn out better than others, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you're pouring, you're never sure what will sort of come out until you look at the piece and look at the finished piece, and then you can work with that and bring it to fruition. Oh, I love
I'm
that.
just having fun. I'm
of
extending
course.
the colors like the same from the top to the bottom.
Awesome.
Since it's our last paint, then I get to play with the remainders. Paint, I guess. green ones.
All right, guys. So this is the piece that turned out, just for all of you to see.
This
And
is really fun. It's just so relaxing.
it is. You know, I think so many artists, they stress over completing artwork and they stress over what will come out, and sometimes you create a mess on your canvas and other times you create a masterpiece. But the mindset that you embrace when you create art actually helps drive whether you'll have a masterpiece or you'll have just a mess of paint or a mess in your composition. And really, the mindset is the biggest thing that separates true professional artists from just hobbyists and beginner painters. Because if we approach art from a fun side, if we approach it from the mindset of I'm here to create and I'm gonna allow my brain to really engage with the art, engage with the images, and allow my brain to process information, analyze it, and then see where it could be improved, then we can create something more intuitive, more self-driven, something that our brain tells us makes us feel happy. And that's the type of art that really speaks to the audience and to you in daily lives. Because the art that you just create mechanically is not really going to make a lot of a difference. Well, I really love this, but I also think that it's kind of missing some paint in areas. And so I think we should add a little bit more paint.
To which one?
To that piece.
Okay.
Look at you, just having fun.
Yes. I was putting a little blue and too much came down. And I'm like, how do I fix it? I'm just adding a little white to it. And I'm gonna add some greens here. I'm just like enjoying this process, honestly. I'm not scared to paint anymore.
That's
And look,
awesome.
I'm moving this paint around using movement. And it's forming things that, look at that. It's so beautiful.
Awesome. Allow the paint to flow over the side of the canvas.
Okay.
So that it captures the sides. You guys always have to think about the sides of your canvas. The sides of your canvas complete your artwork. Okay. And they allow you to kind of create that seamless flow, right? And it allows your artwork to extend to the edges, so you don't necessarily have to have a frame for your art. And that's part of the reason that a lot of the flow art is created by blowing it out to the edges or pouring it out to the edges. When we create art naturally, just painting or drawing, there's limited possibilities to complete the sides of the canvas. And I know some of the artists, they do very creative things for the sides. Like I know one of the artists, she does musical sheets as collage on the sides of her canvas to really complete it without having to put frames on top. And I know others use black, or like I use black for some of my canvases. I also use white sometimes for my canvases, or I just extend the artwork to the edges like I do with the flow acrylics. I extend it with the regular acrylics as well. But there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's really personal and up to you how you want to complete your edges, but you do want to complete your edges. And if you are not using flow acrylics, if you are using regular acrylics, you guys really want to make sure that when you pre-mix the color that you're adding to your canvas, especially if it's close to the edge, that it extends to the sides of the canvas. All right. So this is the pieces that we've done today. we're gonna allow them to dry for 24 hours so they're fully dry. And we're gonna come back tomorrow at the same time and show you guys what these turned out to be. And we'll jive to some music as we draw a little man on these. And, you know, we'll complete the pieces in the Surreabstract style. So
Wow.
I hope you guys enjoyed this today. This was a bit of a smaller session today, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had fun with us. I really hope that you will try this on your own and have some fun with flow acrylics and fluid pouring acrylics dipping. It's truly a lot of fun and relaxing, and honestly, like the pieces that we've created, they're starting to look amazing, right? And they're starting to really kind of shine through. We're starting to see these colors come up and fill the page, and the cell developments in some of them is just incredible. Let me show you guys a few of these. Let me see. So this one is starting to have really beautiful cells. Right? And this one has amazing cell development as well. It looks like it's missing paint in a few places, which I'm going to see if I can bring this as close as possible for you guys so you could see. I'm going to fill in some of this paint here just so we're not missing anything. But all right. Well, hey guys, this was our session for today. If you are new to my channel, please remember to subscribe and follow us. Me, I'm going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be back tomorrow, but yes. I'm going to be back every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with new creative ideas. You guys are trying to paint with me. Remember to buy the materials I've listed below and join in these sessions. Every week we bring something new. Every week I try to be a little bit more creative, to bring new ideas to the table, to help you guys grow your creativity, right? It's all about collaborations. It's all about learning. It's all about trial and error to really make what makes us happy. And art, there's no right or wrong to art. There's just art, and we need to try it out and make it work. And I'm here to support and help all of you. I will have a class on creativity that I'm launching in January, and we'll be pre-selling tickets for that in the early December, first week of December. So stay tuned for that and keep an eye out. I will have that posted, and I'm also going to do a live about it here and on Clubhouse. If you guys don't know about the Clubhouse, I have a channel on there called Surreabstract Creatives. It's a room that I run every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, daylight time, depending on which time we're in. And I'd love for all of you to join. We discuss topics from business to creativity to using music to ignite your creativity to a wide range of other arenas. So if you're a new artist, if you are trying to put yourself out there, if you're trying to get started with art, or you're trying to make your art into a solid business, please join us. We have lots of tips. We have lots of ways to help you grow. And we love everyone that can add to the ideas and creativity that we foster in those groups. So they're always really engaging and creative. Thanks again, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow for the final pieces. Have an amazing day.
Bye, everyone. I've been enjoying this. Oh my goodness, this is so awesome.